Good evening, everyone. This is Leah Dixon in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am here right now to do a paper pumpkin unboxing with you. My February 2021 paper pumpkin arrived. This is the Bouquet of Hope. And I had kind of expected it a few days ago, but I guess all that bad weather down in the United States delayed it a little bit, but it is here now. So I'm going to switch over to my desktop and let's see what's inside this box. All right, let me just see here, transition. There we go. So it is our usual typical paper pumpkin, the red box, and let's check this out. Oh, and actually I'm just going to put a little comment here in the comment section so that hopefully I will see you guys as you pop on and leave me any messages as well. So hopefully people aren't too busy still eating their dinners and people will be able to join me. All right, so what have we got? All right, we have a Mossy Meadow ink pad. So I'm going to actually pop that off to the side and grab my Mossy Meadow ink off my shelf. And then we have our stamp set, this gorgeous bouquet. I guess the Bouquet of Hope was kind of a giveaway. There'd be a bouquet of flowers in here. And then some really nice sentiments. So sorry for your loss, and it's in a gorgeous font. I'll always be here for you. And then sharing in your sorrow, thinking of you, and wishing I could be there to hold your hand, which is just such a lovely sentiment right now because during COVID, we're not, often able to be with our loved ones when they're going through some tough stuff. So yeah, wishing we could be there for each other. All right. And now we have an advertisement here for the upcoming March Paper Pumpkin and just really highlighting for you the 4 different stencils that we're going to get in that kit. March is always kind of like the anniversary or birthday month for Paper Pumpkin, so they often throw in something extra. And so in March, you're going to get a regular paper pumpkin, including stamp set and all, but you're also going to get these 4 stencils with the sponge. If you didn't see it the other day, I actually showed in one of my videos on how to use these stencils, not these exact ones, but other ones that Stampin' Up! Has for sale, the basic pattern decorative masks, and I use them with blending brushes instead of a sponge, but same idea. All right, that is awesome. And the other side just kind of shows that this kit that we have here today coordinates with the Flower and Fields Designer Series paper. Now that paper is only available during celebration. It's one of our free products that you can choose with a purchase of $60 Canadian or more. And so the Flower and Field Designer Series paper is one that you can only earn, but it does coordinate beautifully, and they've shown here an alternative project using that paper. So if you don't already have some of that, or if you love it as much as I do and want some more of it, you're going to want to make sure you place another order of $60 or more so that you can grab some of that. So now one great way to place an order and get some of that is by actually purchasing prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription. And you can earn with 3, 6, or 12 months, you can earn 1, 2, or 5 free celebration items. All right, so let's hop in here and see what is happening. I'm actually going to pull that right out of the box and move it off to the side. And in here, okay, we have everything all sealed up, so I'm going to move my tissue paper off to the side, grab some snips and dig in. So now anytime I do this, I try not to actually cut through any of the bags holding the embellishments or anything. There we go. So we have some Mossy Meadow twine here, and adhesive backed sequins, but they're in black. Last year or the year before, when we had the poppy sequins, I used up all of my black out of that that pack. I dug through and picked them out, and I still have a few red ones left, but I dug out all those black ones and used them up. So having self-adhesive ones is going to be great. That is a product I would love to see in our next catalog from Stampin' Up! All right, some more dimensionals, which is good because I have some on order, but they haven't arrived yet. We've got our beautiful envelopes here, and we've got 3 interiors. And this is very reminiscent. So this is like one of the patterns on the Flowers and Fields DSP, but the one there is kind of more red. This is a bit more pinky stripes, and then the lovely polka dots as well. So love the decorative envelopes. Okay. Oh, it's in multiple languages as well. Wonderful. We have gorgeous stickers. Je pense à toi, thinking of you, and unfortunately I do not speak German very well. Ganz lieb Grub? I don't know. I do speak French and I do speak English. So, je pense à toi. I think that one is perfect. I have a friend who speaks French, and I'll be making one with that for her for sure. All right. And then some beautiful, like gold, really detailed pieces here. Fabulous. And then all of our card bases. So we've got, oh wow, vellum pieces that have the gold finishing on them. That is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Wow. And then here, another, I believe this is Rococo rose base. What I love about these bases is that the insides are white, so we don't have to line our cards with white cardstock when we're using the paper pumpkin bases. All right, then some gorgeous little punch outs and everything here, some bouquets and some trims. Wow. And then I think this is Mary Merlot with those beautiful roses. So nice. And finally, some tags. And I always love that in the paper pumpkin, they tend not to just give you plain old tags, but they trim them in gold, or in this case, trim them in black, which is something that we can't really do with our labels that we have at home. We can punch out our labels, but they don't get the fancy design. So I love that. All right, and then that little piece of cardboard can go there. And of course, some mini glue dots. So they have the pictures here for the 3 cards that you can make. So you're making 3 each of the 3 different designs. And then so they go into full instructions on the inside. And then on the back, they have all ready for you the alternative, well, not the alternatives, but some options for alternatives. So really, really nice here that they give you like right away things to do with your extra bouquets and all of that. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to start with this rose one. And so it is, fold this over, grab a label. There we go. Keep those handy because there's going to be more of them. Now, I do see that there are people on with me, but I don't see any comments coming in. If you are leaving comments and I'm not replying, it did this to me the other day. I got no comments during my video, and then I had like 20 comments pile in at the end of my video. So if you are leaving comments and I'm not replying, I'm so sorry. And I will reply afterwards. Oh wait, one is coming through. Marianne, which month paper pumpkin is this? This is the February 2021 paper pumpkin. So this month, it was just shipped on February 10th. So this isn't the new paper pumpkin with the stencils. That's the March one. That one won't ship till March 10th. This is the Bouquet of Hope. So the one that they advertise, kind of great for sending love and hugs to people during these dreary, dreary winter months. Okay, so I guess comments are coming through. Good, or at least some of them. I am going to grab my sentiment, so sorry for your loss, and a paper pumpkin block. Ew, this one's really dirty. So I'm going to actually put that one to the side and throw that in the dishwasher tonight. I don't know if you guys knew that, but you can actually dishwasher your paper pumpkin, well, all of your acrylic blocks. You can put them in the dishwasher and they come out sparkly clean and just beautiful. And then you don't have to like mess around trying to scrub them clean and stuff like that. All right, so there is our Mossy Meadow ink. Going to ink up. Now I should have probably mounted that more in the set, or like on the side, so that I don't have to be so careful inking this up. Now I always do a little test run to make sure it's all inked nicely. That one actually wasn't, so I'm gonna just give it a little. Sometimes they have like a film or something on them and they don't ink super nicely. And sometimes it's my ink pad. I've been having some trouble actually with my Mossy Meadow, and when I've re-inked it I haven't inked it evenly. So let's give that one more try. Okay, that's much better. All right, so we'll ink this one up, and let's really get that. All right, there we go. Stamp that, and voila. So sorry for your loss. That script on there is so beautiful. And this Mossy Meadow is so dark, it looks almost black. Not quite, but almost. All right, now we're going to grab one of our gold embellishments here. Now, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it actually looks just slightly tarnished. And we noticed this in November, I think, with one of the paper pumpkin kits, is that it gets just like a slightly tarnished look, and we think it's the heat of them, like when they're actually cutting these. So somebody gave me the tip of just taking your Simply Chamois and giving it a good little wipe down. Try and be gentle, not like me, just about bent that in half. So nice and gently giving it a little wipe down with your chamois. And I'm not too concerned about if I leave streaks on that center part, because I know it's going to get covered up with my sentiment that I just stamped. So what I'm mostly concerned about is just making sure I get rid of that tarnished look on the outside edge. There we go. And that seems to have done the trick. All that tarnishing is gone. Yeah, I think it's just the heat when they laser cut it. All right. So now we can put this onto our card. So this one is actually super duper simple. This gets attached. You can choose how you want to attach it. The mini glue dots that came, your dimensionals. I'm actually going to break out of my paper pumpkin box and use my seal. Just because I actually like to save those adhesive sheets that they give us and put them into kits for people who are beginner stampers. All right, so there we go. So I've just used, flying cards. Right in the center only, I just put some seal behind there. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals to put my sentiment onto this card. Now, they did send me dimensionals, but I've already got a pack going here. So I'm just going to use my mini ones that I already have going. Yeah. So if I was using regular size ones, I'd just put one on the back. I have put two here because they're the minis, and that way I can kind of spread them out. Okay. There we go. And then pop that down in the center of that. Try and make sure it's straight. Straightish. There we go. And then we're going to pop in here and grab some of these sequins, and we'll just throw some of these on. Now, they actually put them on top of that gold border, but I feel like they're kind of getting lost there. Like, they're really not easy to see. So I'm actually going to pop them off the edge. No, maybe not off the edge. That's a little too far. I just feel like it's getting lost here, but let's actually put it right in here. So I'm going to pop one up here and then a couple down here, and I'm just going to keep them. I'm not really sure where to put these. This card actually almost doesn't need them. It's got so much else going on. I'm going to peel that off. So I actually put mine off of the gold. I just felt like it was too much to have it right in there on the gold. So there you have it. The first card is really quick, really, really simple, and great to have on hand because nobody wants to be making a card when you're having to say sorry for your loss. So it's really nice to just have that ready to go on hand. All right, so that was our first card. Our second card today is going to use this Rococo Rose card base. And here we go. I'm just going to fold that. And you can even grab your bone folder. Mine's hiding over here. Grab your bone folder. There we go. And this one has that beautiful vellum layer. That is just so gorgeous. Wow. And we are going to attach this, but I think we're going to wait and just attach this quite strategically because I want to put the adhesive underneath where these flowers are going to go. So I'm going to pull these out and use 3 of the flowers from this sheet. We're going to save the other ones for our next card. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bouquet down here, this one up here, and then this little guy right about there. So those are the spots where I'm going to put my adhesive to hold this on. And I am going to use mini glue dots. Now I already have a sheet going from a previous paper pumpkin. Oh, hello Martine. Okay, good. Some comments are coming through. Yay. All right, so I'm going to use these glue dots. And so to put these down, I'm actually going to kind of hold these 2 in place where I want them and flip it over. That way I'm going to see where I can put adhesives to have them hidden. I'm going to use 2 on each corner. There we go. That one can come up quite far. All right, so now that I've seen that, I can move everything out of the way, and this just gets stuck down so that it's centered on my card front. Come on. There we go. Next one. Oops. Run away. There we go. All right, so with that, I'm going to bring this in here and center that on my card front. And even though I can see those little dots right now, they're going to get covered up with my flowers. Wonderful. Oh, so Marianne, you got your free paper pumpkin kit. That's wonderful. And you're ordering 2 coupons for paper pumpkin kits that you're going to use in the future. Perfect. Yeah, the paper pumpkins are actually a treat, even for me. I've been stamping for a long time, and I find them such a treat because it's kind of like I get to stamp and I can be extra creative if I want and, you know, leave their sample behind and do my own thing. Or I can, oh, sorry, this one's going to go up top. Or I can just have a nice relaxing evening stamping and doing exactly what the instructions tell me to do. So I really love that, you know, it can go both ways with the paper pumpkin. Because sometimes I don't want to think. Sometimes I want to just come down to my stamping room and, you know, put paper to, or ink to paper and have something beautiful at the end with no effort. All right, so I'm going to put those on. Now I am going to grab my sentiments. So now I actually am going to do this one in French, not in English, because it's actually my best friend who I'm making this one for, and she is a first-year teacher during the pandemic, and it's just been really, really tough, and I want to let her know that I'm thinking about her. I mean, she knows, we talk every day, but, you know, it's always nice to get a little message reminding you that people are thinking of you. All right, so these are very, very sticky. I love that they attach the dot on the I to the T so that I don't have to lose that and be worried about that. So now this is really sticky. I am going to come in here and I'm going to start, oh my goodness. I'm going to start with the toile and then let the words lay themselves down. There we go. And this is going over top of the flower, and don't worry, that was actually intentional. So why I put the flower down first. All right. Je prends pense. Oh, that's gone a little wonky. Okay, well, we'll make it work. All right. Je pense à toi. Voila. And then we're going to grab this little flower here. And we are going to pop this in right here. And even having it just overlap that jade just the tiniest bit. All right. Je pense à toi. And that is our card completely finished, I think. Yeah. All right, so again, a second one that is like ridiculously fast, and this one is so beautiful. I love it. All right, now our last card is on the green base, and I'm so bad at remembering what the colors are in these. Hopefully it tells me on the back here. This is Just Jade. There we go. So Just Jade for this one. And again, I'm going to grab that bone folder and come in here. I know, Martine, wasn't that last one lovely? I'm such a sucker for anything with vellum, though. It's awful. I love vellum. Okay, now this last one has a lot of pieces to it. Well, maybe not. Okay, so it looks like we have this last piece here from this section. We've got the bouquet, of course. Here's our bouquet of hope. And there we go. So now I can get rid of that. So we're going to put down that layer. We've got our bouquet to go down. And then we need a sentiment. So we have, come on. We have this here. Oh, wow. We're going to have lots of extras because we're only making 3 of this card. So we'll have 2 extras of these and 2 extras of these ones. That's nice. That will work out well for making extra cards. All right, and then we're going to put our sentiment on there as well. So I'm going to grab my ink again and grab our sentiment and a little block here. Now, with these skinnier ones, so that they actually get straight when we stamp them, I actually like to put them down as though they're being stamped, but with no block, onto my grid paper so that I can see that it's straight, and then I put my block over top of it. That makes sure that it gets mounted straight, because sometimes, like, if you wanted to create this curvy, you could curve it a bit and mount it to the block curved. And then it's also on my block, so that the block itself, when I stamp with it, I can stamp straight. And now to help me with that as well, now I am one who I actually have better luck when it's vertical instead of horizontal. I'm going to ink this one up. I'm also going to do a test run of this one. There we go. And I'm going to do a test run to make sure that I got everything straight. Very straight. Good. All right. And now, ooh, this one's tricky because that always goes to the top and the bottom. So you kind of got to look through and make sure that your top of your L and your bottom of your Y are inside those black lines. There we go. Didn't quite get it centered, but that's okay. All right, so that is our sentiment on there. Just catching the last. Hi, Joy. I noticed you've been on and commenting on stuff. It's so nice to have you pop on and catch this. This is the 3rd card of our paper pumpkin. Yes, and the paper pumpkins are a great introduction for new card makers. All right, and now we're going to pop this on here. Now, what's interesting is we received that twine in our kit, and I actually haven't seen it used on any of the cards. So I'm going to stray a little bit, and I'm going to pop some of it onto this card because I feel like this one could use a little bit of twine, and it's not too busy for that. It's not going to get lost. So where I'm going to add that is before we do anything, even though we have the bow on our bouquet, I'm going to do a bow right here on this little, actually, I'm not even going to do a bow. I'm just going to tie a knot and hide it. I just want that green line. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out how much I need to wrap around twice. Now, because this is designer series paper, there we go. Wrap around twice. And actually, I'm going to throw a bow on it. Who am I kidding? I love doing the bows. And then I'm going to pull a little bit of extra. Sorry for reaching across there to grab my scissors. All right, put that off to the side. So I don't know if they threw it in just for fun or if I missed something on one of the instructions. Well, I'm not really reading the instructions. That might be the problem. All right, here we go. So I've just got a little bit of extra there. I'll pull this across. And then I'm going to loop this underneath. Tie a knot. There we go. And then, now that my knot is tied, I'm going to make 2 bunny ears. I'm going to wrap one around the other. And I don't know if you guys can hear all that crashing in the background, but it sounds like somebody's sneaking into the freezer to make cookies. I'll probably forgive him if he makes me one of the chocolate chip ones. All right. So here we go. Put that off to the side. So now that we've got that little bow on there, it didn't land exactly where I wanted it. So I'm going to actually pinch the bow, bend the designer series paper just slightly, like just curve it, not bend it. Curve it slightly. And then there we go. It got moved over to the side, which is where I want it. All right. So we're going to stick this one down, and this one, if you've just got your kit materials, use your mini glue dots to do this. Because I've got stuff other than that, I'm actually going to grab my seal and do a little run of seal. Oops, get that started again. Do a little run of seal on each end to put that down. It's not cooperating with me today though. Come on. There we go. All right, and a little run down at this end as well. Okay. So with that done, put that centered on our card. And yeah, I like having that little bit of bow there. And then I am going to grab my dimensionals. For me, it's my minis because that's what I happen to have here. I'm going to put mini dimensionals behind my sentiment and behind my bouquet. And so kind of just be generous with them. I'm being extra generous because I have the minis, but I would still do at least 2 on the sentiment and at least 3 on the bouquet. And then we'll peel those backings off. And I think I'll put down the bouquet first, and then I'll put the sentiment over top of the bouquet. All right, here we go. So this card also I think would have been really, really fast if I hadn't stopped to tie that bow. So here we are. So you want to make sure that your bouquet is fully on the card. You don't want it hanging off the ends because then you're going to have a hard time putting it into your envelope. And then this sentiment, I'm going to pop in here, but so that it covers up the bouquet a bit and leaves a little bit of yellow sticking out the end. All right, now I'm seeing that this end of my bouquet is kind of popping up. I don't like that. So I'm going to come in here with one more dimensional and use that to hold that down. There we go. All right, so now that's done. The last thing to do with this one is to add a few more sequins. So this one has a lot more kind of natural places, well, at least natural to me, for where to put these sequins. It just kind of seems to, like, they just pop out where they should be. All right, and that is our 3rd card, and I think my favorite. I really, really like this color combination, and although I have stamps that would allow me to create a bouquet like that, I love that it's been created for me, and I can just pop it out and put it on just like that. So we have these 3 really beautiful cards, and there you have it. So lots and lots of beautiful options. And then they already had some alternatives for you for making other things with these cards. And of course, with the sentiments, especially because I used Je pense à toi for my card, I'm going to still have 3 more Thinking of You, 2 more French version, and 3 of the German version. So, you know, impress some of your friends who speak other languages by having a card in their language, or, you know, sometimes I'll chop those off and give them to somebody who I know is a card maker who has family who speaks that language, and then they've got some more pieces that they can use. So that is it for this month's paper pumpkin. Oh, Martine, I know they're so lovely. I'm just going to switch my view here. All right, so nice to see everybody tonight. I am going to try to do a little bit of work and create some other alternatives different than the ones that they have on the back of this card, or on the back of the instructions that came with this kit. The likelihood of that happening this weekend is actually pretty great because I'm supposed to be writing report cards, so any reason to procrastinate and not do that. Sometimes I don't always get around to them with the paper pumpkins, but yeah, this month I probably will, just, you know, out of wanting to escape for a little while and do something different. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you all soon. If you've been following my page, you know that the deadline for my Dragonfly garden class is coming up. I do still have a few spots left in that class, and it's a nice one where we are going to be using some laser cut pieces from the Dandy Laser Cut Designer Series paper, so being able to get those really intricate designs without any actual work. We're just applying those pieces and then mixing it up with the Dragonfly stamp set. And I also just announced that I'm going to be doing a butterfly bouquet stamp camp with my friend Tracy, Marika, and Denise. And so the 4 of us are putting that on in March. You can't actually even order the pieces for that till March 2nd. But if you want more information before March 2nd, please feel free to contact me. Thank you, Martine. Bye, Joy. So glad, Marianne, that you could pop on as well. So thanks, everyone, and have a great night.